Who am I? You might just as well ask, what is a hammer? You might say, well, that depends on what you mean by hammer. But it depends perhaps more on what you mean by is. In one sense, something is what you call it. A hammer is a hammer because it is called hammer. The name provides the meaning. In another sense, something is what you want for it. A hammer is a hammer when you want it to push in a nail, but it is a weapon when you want it to defend yourself, and a commodity when you want it to make you money. From these two senses alone, we could say that a hammer is whatever we call it and whatever we want it to be, that it is entirely at our disposal and, therefore, at our manipulation. We may thus infer that we ourselves are the source of its being, given that it is good or bad, whether it serves our will as its user and namer. However, there is a third sense of being, that of purpose. No matter how you use a hammer and no matter how you call it, it will always have been designed with the intention of hitting in nails. It thus has a form and material composition that has been optimized for that purpose. Its ultimate goodness is thus determined not by its use, but by the degree to which it fulfills its purpose. Its primary being, its ideal being, and the determinant of its optimal being, its best being, is thus determined not by the will of its user, but by the design of its creator. Thus, a hammer remains a hammer no matter what you call it and no matter how you use it. It persists in its being as a result of its purpose. The same is true for us. Although we are in limited senses how we are called, our names, and how we are used, our function in society, it is our purpose that provides our ultimate and most persistent being. If you want to know the whole of what something is, know its purpose. If you want to know the whole of who you are in your most persistent form, discover yours.